at sa mga kontraktor, mga politiko na sangkot sa mga maanomalya na proyektong ito, nawaho ay gumulong ang inyong mga ulo.
House Resolution number 88, Congressman Elijah San Fernando, please.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, distinguished colleagues, sa mga manggagawa at ordinaryong Pilipino na nanonood, magandang umaga po. Sa mga kontraktor naman, mga opisyal at mga politikong sangkot sa mga maanomalya at ghost projects, wala ho kaming ibang hangad, kundi gumulong ang inyong mga ulo at kayo ay mapanagot at makulong. Just last July, Mr. Chair, we saw families in Malabon, Bulacan, Pampanga, and Laguna wading chest deep in flood waters. Children could not go to school, workers could not report to their jobs, and families lost everything they had built. Just as we thought na tapos na ang paghihirap ng ating mga kababayan, noong mga nakaraang araw lang, nilubog na naman ng baha ang iba't ibang lugar sa Metro Manila, lalo na sa Quezon City. This is the lived, recurring reality of millions. I speak today, Mr. Chair, to enjoin the House to act expediently on a matter of grave importance. The repeated failures and anomalies that plague our country's flood control programs and initiatives. Taon-taon at trilyong pisong halaga ng kapalpakan at katiwalian ang ating pinag-uusapan. Over the past few weeks, Mr. Chair, we have been exposed to a barrage of information about these programs, the contractors, and the politicians linked. Amid the noise, let us stick to the essentials. In 2025 alone, a staggering 308.32 billion pesos has been allocated to water resources development and flood control programs. For context po, kung may Department of Flood Control, ito ang magiging ikatlong pinakamalaking cabinet level agency ng gobyerno. For the 2026 NEP, the flood control budget is 274.93 billion pesos. If there is corruption, Mr. Chair, we are talking of corruption of the grandest kind. Yung mga nagdaang issue at aligasyon ng korupsyon, mani lang sa daang bilyong pondong tinangay sa mga ghost flood control projects. The effects are no less grand in their severity. The past July monsoon and tropical cyclones affected over 4.67 million individuals, displaced more than 309,000, damaged 2,975 homes and 310 infrastructure facilities, killing at least 26 people. These are not mere statistics, Mr. Chair. We are talking of an estimated 4.85 billion pesos in infrastructure losses and 712.4 million pesos in agricultural damage, not to mention the unquantifiable cost of human life. Beyond these numbers, the anomalies and failures of flood control are worth looking into because of a simple reality. Sana po nakikinig ang mga kontraktor at ang mga politiko na sangkot dito. Kapag palpak ang flood control, ang ordinaryong Pilipino ang unang nasasaktan. Kapag bumaha, hindi naman ang mga mayayamang engineer o mga politikong senador o congressman o
30
mga
seconds,
kontraktor na nakatira sa kanilang mansyon o gumagamit ng dose-dose ng mamahaling SUVs ang naghihirap. Ang naghihirap po ay tayong mga manggagawa at ordinaryo. Tayo ang mas madaling nagkakasakit, mas madaling nasisira ang bahay. If the state fails in guaranteeing adequate protection from natural disasters, it is failing in its basic duty to protect the most disenfranchised in our society. Ghost projects, kickbacks, substandard engineering, ang dami na pong pangalan. No matter the form it takes, we are asking to end this vicious cycle of incompetence and corruption. We are
Time's up, please.
insisting that every death linked to flooding is a preventable death. The oversight function of Congress compels us to ensure that the executive is performing its duties in service of the Constitution, which asks us to protect the right of the people to a balanced and healthful ecology and reduce social, economic, and political inequalities. Kung may kailangang managot, Mr. Chair, panagutin po natin kahit sino pa po sila. If we wish to restore the trust of the people in our government and its institutions, we are compelled to act and to act now. Looking forward, Mr. Chair, we hope that this is the beginning of a conversation about climate resilience and the reforms necessary to equip all Filipinos as we brace for worsening natural disasters. May we start at accountability and end with foresight. We thus offer House Resolution number 88 for the consideration of this House. Muli po, sa mga manggagawa at ordinaryong Pilipinong nakikinig, magandang umaga, maraming salamat. At sa mga kontraktor, mga politiko na sangkot sa mga maanumalya na proyektong ito, nawaho ay gumulong ang inyong mga ulo. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman San Fernando. House Resolution number 107, Congresswoman Charis Ann Hernandez.